Hey everyone, it's Nud. So last night I have started playing the Five Nights at Freddy's Help Wanted VR Edition's DLC, which is called the Curse of Dreadbear. Now the first thing I noticed when I booted up this game was just how laggy it was. I'm gonna guess that it's probably my setup, and by the end of the stream I figured out it really was. Now I didn't have too much expectations for this game because one, it is only $10, so I'm guessing that it's probably just going to be some of the same game that was ported from the main base game into the DLC with a Halloween aesthetic. So same game, but you know, different costume. And boy, I was surprised because this Halloween theme menu was very cool, I must say. Now looking at the games, there seems to be 3 levels-ish with different kinds of games on each level. So I started out with the first one, which is called Plushkin Patch. I have no idea what this one was. I mean, it has been a while since I played the original Help Wanted. But it didn't take long for me to figure out what this was because, oh boy, this brought up some bad memories. So if you don't remember what this is, it's basically you got a flashlight on your right hand with a rechargeable battery. However, every time you flash it, or flash something, the battery goes down considerably. And if it goes all the way down, then it's going to take a very long time for the recharge. And your objective is to survive until 6 a.m. Simple, right? Well, the problem is that these little plush babies, and boy, I was not looking forward to seeing these little shit again. They make small distinct noise here and there, and your job is to try and find where they are and point your flashlight at them. Now this is where VR becomes extremely effective. As you can see, I'm about to get jump scared here. Yeah, my headset literally fell off my head. That's how scared I was. Now I wouldn't call the plush baby level to be extremely hard. It is more annoying and tedious than anything else. So first of all, the one thing I did not like was that they only disappear if they are stationary, which means if you actually see them running around from place to place and you point your flashlight at them, yeah, they don't disappear at all, which I found that out the hard way because they've drained so much of my battery. The second thing is that just like the original, it doesn't take that much skill. It's more or less a trial and error, death by trial and error kind of thing, where once you get used to where all their hiding places are, then it's just good old reliance on the RNG goddess and bless you with a good run, and that should be good. So I would say this probably would take me around 10-15 tries or something like that. As of right now, I couldn't finish this game because of just how laggy and uncomfortable I felt with this whole game. Again, I think it's the setup. It's my setup. I don't think it's the game. And if the last time I played it, it was smooth, then obviously it has to be something that I changed. So I'm gonna finish playing this game tonight actually and trying to get through this level. It's really cool to see Dreadbear up top. He looks really big. I know it's a little bit hard for you guys to see it on a monitor, but when you are in VR, he is huge. Not to mention Foxy in the back right there scraping the wall with his hook. It's quite intimidating, but I guess that's his way of flirting with me, right? Now the second game I've played was called Pirate Ride, and it is just a recreation of the shooting gallery from Help Wanted 1. So I was looking forward to this one because I know this one is going to be very easy. Now if it's aiming accurately, no, it's going to be hard, but all it is, you're just going on a little road trip, or rather a little bit of a carnival ride, and shoot simple targets here and there, and that's pretty much it. I don't have much to say about it other than it's just a fun little mini game. Now of course the lag was a pretty annoying issue. That was the one thing that I really did not like. Again, I don't think I should blame it on the game. I think it's more or less my setup. But it was really cool when this ride started because it really reminded me of Space Mountain back when I was a kid going to Disney World. And that was still, to this day, of all the rides I've been in, Six Flags Over Texas, SeaWorld, Universal Park, Space Mountain is still my absolute #1 favorite ride of all time. Now, of course, we're just going through this motion here of trying to get as high of a score as possible. But because you have unlimited bullets, there's really no reload. This game is pretty simple if you have a functioning hand-eye coordination. It's very, very easy. and you're just here for the ride, which I'm all here for because I absolutely loved this level. Alright, so the next game I played in VR is called Corn Maze. So how this game works is that you have to go around this entire maze while Foxy is chasing you. You have to find certain keys and go to the correct color door and escape. And that's pretty much it. It wouldn't be so hard, actually. This game is actually quite fun because Foxy is intimidating as hell. If you see him in VR, he is really, really big. And hearing his footsteps coming closer and closer is really scary. Now, you can also hide in these cardboard cutouts, but I did not know that until later on, okay? Back to the game itself, as you can see, it is a little bit on the laggier side. But actually, it's not the biggest issue I have with this gameplay. No, the biggest issue I have is actually the controls, which is that if you look at the instruction before the actual game starts, it says you have to use the D-pad to move your field of view, which I actually have a problem with because, well, if you look at the controls that I have, I do not have any D-pads on the controller. So I didn't know whether this was, am I supposed to play with a Valve Index or some other headsets with a different controllers, and it really bugged me. It wasn't until after the stream that I went back and realized that all you have to do is, press down on the analog stick. However, this still presents a problem, which is that, first of all, your character can run, which is fine, okay. But the second, in order to literally turn your field of view, you actually have to look at a particular direction and then press down on the analog stick, which at the time I did not know. So basically, I was literally just looking at one direction. So this particular challenge I felt was really unfair. Now, if I was playing this with the mouse and keyboard, then this would be really easy. I mean, turning left and right with a mouse, and of course, just press probably the E button to get inside the cardboard. Really easy. And it's not like Foxy is all that hard, but it seems like his AI is always knowing where I am, at least based on what I'm seeing right now from the footage. Alright, moving on, we have the next game is called Hallway. Very simple name, but again, I ran into another problem, which is in order to move forward, you have to use the D-pad. Needless to say, I did not know how to use the D-pad because I don't have one on my controllers, but instead, you have to literally press down on the analog stick. So I was really just stuck on this level. This level might be the creepiest one because you're literally staring down a very dark hallway in the stormy rain. The very thought of someone jumping out from in front of you or the left is beyond scary, okay? I hate to even think what if someone is actually chasing you from behind. So unfortunately, I couldn't experience what is going on in this level because I literally could not move, or rather I don't know how to move. But all it is, after the stream, I found out all you have to do is just press the left analog stick on your controller to move forward. So yeah, that was my bad. Don't worry guys, I will be back tonight to finishing up some of these levels, now that I actually know what the controllers are. Moving on to the next level, we have Build a Mango, and this is actually one of the most confusing games, even though it should be rather simple. So basically, you get 4 monitors in front of you saying that, hey, you need to place certain parts in the bin to create mango. Okay, which sounds simple enough, but I was at a major disadvantage because, well, the lag really is laggy. And because of the fact that you actually need a bit of a room to play this game, because my left hand kept reaching to my left to grab the parts, and in the real world I kept hitting my blinders, which is I'm pretty much hitting my windows here and there. Not to mention the fact that the monitor continuously changes parts, so I was like, okay, am I supposed to throw the parts in when the particular part shows up or whatnot? And it turns out, yeah, it shows you need about 6, 7, 8 parts, but they all changes and you can actually throw in the correct parts even though they're not on the screen. And the timer is only like, what, 60 seconds? So I thought this challenge was borderline impossible for me. But that's just me not understanding the rules and me not having the correct setup. Speaking of random crap, there is one run here where I got so frustrated that I literally just threw any part that I see into the bin, and to my surprise, I actually almost got through it. That's where I thought maybe this game just being unfair, but it turns out that it's just me not understanding what the game wants me to do. But afterwards, yeah, this game is actually pretty easy, and I am gonna try and, well, I will finish it tonight actually. Now the next game is called Trick or Treat, and my god, the Trick or Treat level, this level, I gotta say, it is not only my favorite level of this DLC, it actually might be my favorite level out of all the Help Wanted and Help Wanted 2, because this one was a real treat. Now, when I first started this level, I didn't know what the hell was going on, and I think that was intentional because all these instructions that the game gives you is just, hey, this is your base objective, and it doesn't give you too much clues on what to do here, and I think that's the intention. But as the game starts, what you're supposed to do is that after a certain period of time, maybe about 30 seconds or so, there will be one animatronics appearing at the door, and you don't know which one it is. You have to more or less make a guess on which animatronic is at your door. So if it is Foxy, you're supposed to put on the Foxy mask. If it's Freddy, you're supposed to put on the Freddy mask, so on and so on. So if you look to your left in the right window, right, you'll see Foxy, Bonnie, Chica, Freddy, and Balloon Boy. So you got 5 choices, and based on what you see at the window, if they are at the window, that means that animatronic is not at the door. So you're gonna have to play a game of elimination, guessing game. And I really, and I mean really, enjoyed this one because this was incredibly fun. You didn't have to move around too much. You just have to look left and right and be aware of your surroundings. So the lag itself didn't really do too much to hinder it. And the good thing is this night isn't actually that long because you only have to do it 3 times. I was expecting you have to do it 6 times, which is kind of crazy, you know? But no, we only have to do it 3 times. Again, as if I couldn't say enough praise about this level. It is innovative, it is quick, you don't have to do too much movement, it's all about reaction. Not to mention it's actually really, really creepy as well. But creepy in a very fun kind of way. Now eventually after about 4 or 5 tries, I actually got through it. Alright, the second and last game is called Dreadbear, and to me, I have no idea what to expect in this one because I've never seen Dreadbear in VR before. So when I started this game, I was really excited because it looks like some kind of Frankenstein experiment, and it was. So the first thing you do is lower Dreadbear down to your level, and by, turning this wheel, as you can see here. For some reason, it's not working. And until after about a minute of doing the same thing over and over again, I realized that, hey, idiot, you're supposed to turn it the other way. Yeah, that was not exactly the smartest on my part, but thank goodness I figured that out. It's really cool seeing the Dreadbear in VR because again, he is much bigger than you realize. Again, this is what I stress about VR. Everything, and I mean everything, is enhanced, especially the size of the animatronics, the darkness, the dread, the terror. It just feels you are just way more immersed in this universe. So the objective of this game is just putting a brain inside Dreadbear, which is really simple. You basically take this needle and then, depending on the color, you just inject that color into the correct position of that brain. That was pretty much it. After like 4 or 5 tries, which should have just taken me 1 to 2, I realized you're supposed to use the prongs that is red and blue on the side of the brain, either increase or decrease the size of the brain. Afterwards, you put the brain inside Dreadbear, and that's pretty much it. But as you can see here, obviously I did not know the instruction. I just kept putting in the small size peanut brain into his, and he did not like that. Alright, so the last game I played on the night was called Night 01. Now, not the most original name, so I don't really know what I was expecting. But when the instruction came along, I was like, huh, this looks a bit like classic FNAF. And as soon as the game started, I was like, alright, yep, it's pretty much classic FNAF. We got the phone, we got the doors, we got the lights, and we got the cameras, and we of course got the power. And you'll see here in a moment that in this level, the frame rate has dropped considerably. And as soon as I press the camera button, yeah, the game pretty much glitches out lags out, and we are gone from 15-20 frames per second down to a mere 2. So unfortunately, I don't have much to say about this level since obviously I could not even play it. But after stream, I actually went back and readjusted my settings in my Oculus, or excuse me, my Quest 3, and readjusted the resolution for the for Help Wanted, and it works like a charm. So again, I will be playing it tonight, so I hope you guys look forward to that. Alright guys, this is going to be it for me. I know this is a little bit different from my usual videos, which is just me talking. Hopefully you're not exactly watching this, but rather maybe or less you are listening to it instead. Have a good day. Bye.